Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. The Supreme Court of India issued a notice to the central government and the Election Commission of India in the year 2018 mentioning a plea that is seeking to implement the NRC in states, in the northeastern states of Tripura too. Good morning, my lecturette topic is NRC. NRC stands for National Register of the India. The actual citizenship was counted. Amendment of the 1955 Citizenship Act, NRC was commission proper things to describe themselves as the citizen of India being conducted and taken into effect. Because of its importance, because during the 1971 liberation war of so to give a legitimate citizenship to the actual citizens of the country, this was being into effect. This NRC was taken into effect. One of the popular one such register is NPR, National Population Register, and which is being people thought both the NRC and the NPR is same, but there is a slight difference between the two registers. First of all, NPR gives about the current population index, whether it may be a foreigner residing in the 6 months, for the 6 months, it will also include in the NPR. Whereas in the NCR, any citizenship of India, citizen of India, who is even after in the abroad, in the foreign countries, they will be also counted. So, to have a differentiation between the legitimate and the immigrants and the illegal people, this was taken into effect. Also in the year between 1979 to 1985, a 6-year long movement was held in the Assam. After that, all Assam Students Union, ASU, was taken a meeting in which they signed an accord named as Assam Accord, and according to which the people have to give proper documentation of their identities. So in my opinion, India is a country which is believing in the Vasudev Kutumbakam, one family, one earth, and all such principles, and so it is not taking any decisions hastily and improving and implementing NRC in various states. So it is taking a time to understand the citizens' problem, giving them proper space, and way forward is that it will helpful for the citizens of the country on. Thank you.
Good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As we all know that, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. As we all know that the illegal immigrants is always be a major issue after the independence. Either we talk about after the 1971 liberation war of Bangladesh, the continuous intruders are getting into the India through northeast as well as from the Afghanistan or Pakistan. So illegal immigrants is a major issue. That's why today my lecture topic is Constitutional Amendment Act. The Constitutional Amendment Act was passed on 11 December 2019. It was an amended act of 1955. It provides the citizenship to the 6 non-Muslim undocumented immigrants. These are Hindu, Sikh, Jain, Parsi, Buddha and Christians. They are basically belong to the 3 countries, Afghanistan, Pakistan and Bangladesh, who entered India before 31 December 2014. The major challenges is that some people are stated that CA is excluded the Muslim communities from and it is a religion discrimination. But as the government says that it is for those who faces a religious discrimination and persecuted in these countries. That's why it provided a citizenship to those minorities religions. Talking about the Citizenship Act of 1955, it after the implementation of constitution, those citizens who reside in the country get citizenship naturally. But anyone if he wanted to citizenship of India, he need to reside the India at least 12 years. So this time in Citizenship Amendment Act, the 11-year criteria or eligibility is reduced to 5 years. And the major challenges, the second major challenges is that it also violates the Article 14, that is right to equality, and Article 21, that right to liberties. For that, Supreme Court is also need to do a panel review for in that, and in CA many protests are conducted in all over the India by the Muslim communities as they are excluded from this CA, and and the Tamil or Sri Lankan citizens are not included in this, who are actually get into the India and intruded from Tamil Nadu, and finally the government is also focusing more on that. And what are the major solution for that? First of all, that a civil society initiatives that will aware the people about Constitutional Amendment Act, and also aware the people about what is the difference between CA and NRC, and the continuous discussion on the parliament is also necessary. Supreme Court judicial proceeding is also required to tackle this problem. Thank you.
The development and moral progress of a country is seen by the way the animals are treated in that country. These are the words of Mahatma Gandhi, the father of nation, who said that how we treat the animals in a society tells a lot about us, because these are the weaker section of the society. Good morning everyone. My topic for today is PETA, which stands for People for the Ethical Treatment of Animals. As we can see, PETA was set up in 1980 and for the welfare of the animals and to stop the abuse and exploitation that animals go through. In the recent years, we have seen that with the blooming of the technology and different products, be it the makeup industry or the clothing industry, they have tested on animals for so many things. We see that the rise in the beauty industry, specifically with the launch of, in India specifically, if we talk about, is the Nykaa Beauty or the Tira Beauty, which has been launching different products, not only from the Indian brands that are growing, but also from the foreign brands like Maybelline. And before testing on the humans and to see if they are suiting a person, they test on the animals who do not have any fault of theirs, but they go through a lot of problems. You must have seen that behind any package or that we test, it is written do a patch test, and if after that we can see that if that product suits us or not. And for the wider range, the different brands, they do test on animals and they go through a lot of exploitation. If we talk about the clothing industry, which is one of the blooming industry right now and also responsible for the carbon global emissions, we see that they also test on animal. Different dyes and products, they also are tested on the animals. Over the years, the government has allocated different ambassadors in India. For example, John Abraham and Sonakshi Sinha and also Alia Bhatt. They were considered the people for the ethical treatment of animals, their ambassador, to teach the people about how to be friendly and how to be sympathize with the animals. And since they have a larger fan following, they can teach the people who do not know about them. And also the government have taken many initiatives like the ban on circus. Earlier people used to go in the circus to watch the performance of different animals running on the rope and all kind of activities. But in 2017, the Indian government banned on the circus and the using of animals. And also promotion of veganism can be one of the important thing that people can do. We see that a lot of people with the rise in the gym and athletics, people consume a lot of meat and poultry products, which and with that if we promote the veganism and plant-based food, we can not only protect the animals but also we can enrich our diet with plant. At last, I would like to say that as Ashoka has said, every person has a life, and as long as God has given them the will to live, we should also let them live. Thank you. In 1987, Princess Diana, the Princess of Britain, shook hands with HIV/AIDS infected patients and set up an example that we should hate the disease but not the disease, the patient. So Jai Hind everyone, my name is Manisha and the topic of my today's lecturette is AIDS. AIDS stands for autoimmunodeficiency syndrome, which is caused by HIV virus, human immunodeficiency virus. Now it is a retrovirus that is very deadly, and if we talk about the status of HIV patients worldwide, 34 million people around the world in the year 2023 have been infected
out of which 0.6 million have lost their life. Talking about India, 2.4 million of infected patients are living here. So first of all, why this disease needs so much importance? It is incurable disease. It is considered to be the deadliest disease, if not equal than hepatitis B. So a person who is infected with HIV virus, if he or she is left untreated, can die within 10 years of infection, because the viral loads get so high that the body is unable to fight off even with the small infections, because it kills the T cells of the blood that are responsible for boosting our immunity. So in 1980s or late 20th century, it was for the first time found in a southern African country, and it is known to have passed from chimpanzees, a subspecies of humans, which is considered to be due to unsafe hunting practices. So after that, it has become an endemic worldwide. Now talking about its treatment and prevention, worldwide there is no cure. There is an antiretroviral therapy and technology. We have various campaigns worldwide for the prevention. It can be prevented if we aware public through mass media on a massive scale. There shall be a counseling program on awareness through social medias, and for that also 1st December is celebrated as World AIDS Day. Right now the research is being going on developing the vaccine, and in my opinion, I believe stigma, the social stigma that if we are touching them we can get infected, there should be a scientific reasonable awareness that it only infects other person with body fluid with unsafe sex practices. Thank you.
Good morning, everyone. Today's my topic is NHRC. The NHRC stands for the National Human Rights Commission. Well, it is a statutory body which was constituted by the Government of India by an ordinance in November 12, 1993. Its motto is Sarve Bhavantu Sukhina, which means happy life for all. It comes under the Ministry of Home Affairs. And the main purpose of Human Rights Commission is to safeguard the constitutional right which is provided in our constitution of an individual, like right to life, right to liberty, right to equality, etc. And NHRC is actually famous for its annual report, which is presented annually by the central government, which is more emphasized on the heinous crime committed in our society, the disability, the mental health, the human right violation on women, the human right violation on children, the food scarcity of our country, etc. There is a state human rights commission as well, which is fully organized and operated by the state government of particular states. It also has the purpose of safeguarding the human rights of an individual. There are international human rights commission as well, which act globally on every country, every continent as well. The main purpose of the Global Human Rights Commission is that it emphasizes more on the global issues like the war-like situation, for example, the Russia-Ukraine war, where the human rights is being violated by the countries, like the malaria viruses on Africa, like the pandemic like coronavirus, where the human right is being fully violated by a particular country. The Human Rights Commission is a very important aspect globally, because without a Human Rights Commission, the humanity can't exist, because there should be a standard that would maintain the commission. Human Rights Commission act as a governing body, but not in every aspect, but in some aspect it is very crucial, as it can't lead to heinous viruses and its effect. At last, I want to say that I want to end this by saying that Human Rights Commission is a very crucial aspect of our life and it should be coordinated mutually. Thank you.
So the purpose of information is it's not acquiring knowledge, it's all about getting action. Jai Hind everyone, the topic of my lecture for today is Right to Information. So Right to Information Act, which was passed in 2005 and it's which is considering under the article of 19(1). And if we talk about the objective of right to information, so the main objective of right to information that the people would able to know about the flexibility of the governance and the working of the government. And in 1976, the Raj Narayan case versus the state of UP case, where the Supreme Court of Delhi has observed and treated this RTI Act as a part of Article 19(1). If you talk about the objective of RTI Act, so first it shows the transparency and also tackle the corruption and also giving a flexibility of the governance and also empower people and empower citizens so that they could able to know about the process of the governance. If you talk about the vision of the implementation, so first if you see like the like we can say consistently increasing of the corruption and scandals, as well as like we can also like implement RTI Act so that we can modernize our society. If you talk about the importance of RTI Act, so the Right to Information Act 2005, which says and which do not create any kind of new bureaucracy for the implementation of the governance, as well as it also motive to strengthen the participatory democracy, as well as also aware the poor section of the society so that they could able to know about government policy, and also used to create the governance more accountable for it. If you talk about the major challenges behind it, the first challenge is like poor infrastructure, and second one is that if you talk about the motive of the RTI Act, which was passed to aware the people, but because of unawareness, so it is not being exercised as much as required. So these are two major challenges behind it. If you talk about the way forward, how we can eradicate this problem, so first awareness must be inculcated to each and everyone so that the people could able to know about the importance of RTI Act, as well as per the observance of Delhi Supreme Court, and it's also get a plea that some misuse of RTI Act. So the motive of Supreme Court to aware the personnel so that it could not be disgrace the trust of the people, as well as it's also the motive of the RTI Act is to showcase people about what is the government accountability and the infrastructure development of the public. Thank you.
UAE has hosted the 13th Ministerial Conference in 24th February 2024. In that, the various like-minded countries, they have talked about the various rules and regulation and the upgradation of the rules what they have made. Good morning, gentlemen. Today my lecture topic is WTO. I have further divided my topic in 4 parts. What is WTO? What are the objectives? What are the challenges? And thereafter I will conclude my topic. WTO stands for World Trade Organization. It is the successor of the GATT, which stands for General Agreement on Tariff and Trade, which was created in 1947. Thereafter, in the Marrakesh Agreement in the Morocco in the year of 1994, the WTO has formed, and it is fully operational in the 1st of January 1995. Gentlemen, currently there are 164 member countries in the WTO, and there are 20 countries which are the observer, like Iran, Iraq and North Korea.
Now, what are the objective of the WTO? WTO makes the rules and the regulation for the for the betterment of the trade relations with the various countries. It also monitoring the going trade between the various countries. It provides a forum to resolve the various disputes among the various nations. Now, what are the challenges? Currently, China's capitalism policy, it is hampering the various rules and regulation of the World Trade Organization. Like the China is imposing lot of tariffs on the various goods which are hampering their local companies. Apart from it, the US and the China trade war, it also became an issue. So various developing countries which are on this agreement are also suffering from these. Apart from it, recently the European Union has imposed the sanction on the India's irons which they are importing from India, the various tariffs. So it is also hampering of the WTO's regulation. Now, what's the main problem is that the various developed countries, it's very easy for them to increase their trade relationship with the underdeveloping and the developing countries. But particularly the developing countries has not that much infrastructure development and the manufacturing plants, so they cannot that much ease with that relationship with that countries. Now, I want to conclude my topic. Now, India is going to increase their relationship with the various countries. The WTO, recently the WTO has told about the various countries to reduce the tariffs on the various goods and the services, so that the developing and underdeveloped countries could increase their partnership in the trades. Thank you.
Once the colony of United Kingdom, and now beating them and becoming the world's top 5 largest economy in terms of GDP, India has come so far, and this success story is an inspiring one. Jai Hind friends, my today's lecture topic is about foreign direct investment. FDI is about investing in another country by an individual or a company into the business entities of another country with the intention to gain profit. The key component of FDI includes physical presence. With investment, either they set up a new country or try to acquire the existing company or invest in the companies that are there in that particular country. Other than that, to increase influence in that country. If a foreign country is investing in a country, it is just to gain influence in that country. And the biggest factor is the long-term investment. Unlike portfolio investment, which is a short-term investment, FDIs are meant for gaining huge profits, and these are meant for long terms. Now, understanding the types of FDIs that are there. So number one is greenfield investments, which is right from the basic level. The company set up the new company. If anybody is investing in a particular country, they will set up right from the grassroots level and develop that. Then comes merger and acquisition. Like we have seen in our country how Suzuki came from the east and then they merged with the Maruti. That's how merger works. And other than that is joint ventures. With the company of a particular country, they start joint ventures, and that's how a company works. There are several advantages of FDIs. That includes foreign exchange reserves ratio increases. With the foreign direct investment, a country gain a huge amount of foreign dollars, which helps eventually in the GDP. And other than that, transfer of technology help that country to become more powerful. And other than that is economic growth of that country. With huge FDI helps in increasing the production, increasing the employment, and that's how our economy thrives. There are several disadvantages as well, like dependency in a particular country for FDIs, and other than that is economic dependency, and then comes environmental concerns, because they will not sometimes follow the norms of that particular country. Over the years, we have gained so much amount of FDIs from so many countries, and the prominent partners includes then comes Singapore, US, Japan, and Netherlands. And in the end, I just want to say that with the increment in the FDIs in our country, our GDP will thrive, and growing GDP will reflect the economic health of our nation. And once the GDP thrives, it shows that we are on a right path as a nation. That's all from my side. Thank you.
So wonderful. It was making this by everyone. Including test number 5, 8, and 2. You all did well. That was a good part. So finally, for the appreciation part, use our applause for